Hey y'all, it's Pilgrim's Pride here with you. I want to ask you to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button down there. Tell everybody you know about me. On this video, I want to give a big thank you to my wife for being the one that records all these videos and putting up with all the stuff that I do. In this video, I want to go over with you guys different ways to keep your home safe, like practical, easy, common sense ways you can keep your home safe, whether it be SHTF or everyday life. All right. And the first thing on this list is to always keep your door locked. And that should be the most common sense thing. That's something that people do every day, but they don't think twice about it. I'll be leaving home, going to work, and halfway through, I'll be like, damn, did I lock my door? And then I'll turn around and go back to the house to make sure, and it will be locked, but I wanted to make double sure. Because the people, they'll have no problem, violating someone else's, to take someone else's stuff. So lock your door. And I was watching a Richard Ramirez documentary a couple of days ago, and it said all of his victims had one thing in common, is that none of them locked their doors, and he just walked inside every one of their houses. He never broke inside to someone's house before. So that's just some food for thought. Common sense, lock your door. If you're not locking your door, then you're insane. You should start locking your door. All right, and the second thing on the list, I think that would be, also real quick on that, they have these things that you can get that are like these bars you can put across this plywood you can put across your door, and it's like these one thing right here and this one thing right here. I was thinking about getting one. They have them at Home Depot. I'm gonna look more into that, and I'll tell you guys about that in the future. But moving on though, that if they see the door is locked, and obviously that's not bothering them, they're still going to try to jimmy inside of the door and try to get inside the house. You use one of these, stand behind that door ready like this, if you look at the peephole and it's only one dude, if you're not wanting to seriously injure the dude or kill the person that's trying to rob you, you're just but that's a whole different story. If you're trying to rob somebody, then that's a whole different, if you're home invading somebody, that's life or death if you're trying to take what's mine, for sure. And that's pretty much everybody, hopefully it should be. You're not preparing if you don't have something to defend yourself. Even if you're even convicted felons, they could, and I believe after about 5 or 6 years, if it's not a violent felony or a crime, that they should get all their rights back to vote and to own firearms. But that's a whole nother topic for the future. But you can get a black powder firearm if you're a felon still. That counts as a antique firearm or antique something or another. And they have black powder pellets that are preloaded with a certain amount of grain for each pistol or rifle, right? So you can just use that. You can use that with the caps and use it with the lead balls, and boom. And you got yourself a handgun, you got yourself a rifle you can hunt with without getting in trouble if you're not allowed to own those kinds of things. Still use it to defend yourself as well. If what I heard is true, it might not be true. Who knows? I've looked into it and I've seen stuff that's here and there. The next thing I think that would help keep you in this, you want to use this as a last resort, but that's a firearm some kind. I recommend a 12 gauge shotgun for your this is unloaded. I recommend a 12 gauge shotgun though for your home protection, because you're not gonna, that sound right there would be enough to someone who's trying to get in the door and they hear that, they're gonna wanna turn around and apologize before they leave, for sure. But you don't want to kill anybody. If they're about to try to tie you guys up and you walk in on something like that, they're trying to tie your family up, and you have your weapon with you, you're gonna want to be it's on, like I said, once again, it's when someone's inside your house, it's life or death, for sure. And that's a Mossberg, she's a Mossberg Maverick 88, 12 gauge pump action. Very good gun. I only got it for $180. That's a pretty good deal for a lifetime worth of gun. And yeah, like I said, you hear stories all the time where a homeowner or a renter, they were protecting their family because some people broke in and then they killed one of the robbers, or they injured one of the intruders, right? Well, that person ends up going to prison for 15, 20, 30 years, sometimes life. I know it doesn't sound right, but that's just the way that it is sometimes. So you want to use it as last resort. You don't want to kill nobody, and you just want to protect your house, and you just want them to leave. You know, shoot them once if you have to, but don't go like empty a clip on them or empty out all your shells on them in the case of only the 12 gauge. And like I said, no, if you're not going to want to use an AR-15 or semi-automatic rifle to be shooting if you live in an apartment, because you go through the walls obviously and they'll end up somewhere, some place that you don't want them to end up. And that's just some more food for thought. And just to be a little crazy, you know, this might not be practical for home defense. This is definitely practical for if you're out there, you know, out there like out there pushing it, out there in the streets, or out there in the SHTF, you know, you're out there doing some reconnaissance, or you can be like, oh, what's going on? Just throw this thing on right here. This is a 10 by 12 spare point ballistic steel plate. They said that it's like, I got this off eBay for 120 bucks. I saw Magic Prepper, I saw one of his videos. I haven't shot these yet. I'm gonna be doing a video about that soon where I'm shooting these plates. We're gonna test it. They say they can take all handgun ammo, and they can take like 5 or 6 shots from a 5.56 NATO. But that's something to take into account. You know, these probably might be ixnayed soon, you know, so I might be losing this soon. Yeah, you know, you can't protect yourself, can't have a vest, but like I said, I would hate to have to lose this, but I might if I had to. But this is about 16 pounds, you know, if you can't wear this, you know, you're either 16 pounds too weak, or you're 16 pounds out of shape for sure. So I wear it all the time. I'll rock around the house. You could ask the wife, Mrs. Pilgrims. I'll be around in my underwear wearing that thing. But I'm just building up my parkour. And on this last thing for what I believe in home defense would be get yourself one of these, and this could prevent pretty much any of the tools, any of the stuff that I just mentioned from coming into play. Come here, boy. Come here, come here. Come here. Usually if I act like that, he'll come to me and I'll be like, ugh. But come here, boy. And one of the things that, and if you're not allowed to own one, I'm sorry about that, that sucks. But get yourself a dog. Like, there can be an alarm system for you to hear the dog, you know. Even if he's, like, he sleeps with us in the room. But, like, if you hear the, you know, he'll be barking, right? And you'll be like, oh my God. Boom, alarm system. So, and I would hate to get bit by this boy. He's a big boy, about 100 pounds. And you're gonna want that, you know, I believe a dog is one of the most essential, like, survival tools you could have in your arsenal. And we're still training this boy. He's only a year old, but he would die for my family, I feel like, for sure, like for my wife and for my son. And that's what you want, really. A lot of people wouldn't do that. And we're about to be getting him his own bug out bag soon. We're doing more videos on that in the future. I'm dedicated a whole video to dogs and SHTF and how valuable they are as tools and as the companions. With that, this is Pilgrim's Pride. I want to say God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe.